called Draft.
Stop.
Here's how it works. It's a season-long best ball format. Your best players get automatically selected, and you'll get the best score every week. You can draft a team anytime you want, and the best part is you can play for cold, hard cash. Leagues start at just $3. There's a league for everyone. Just search Draft in the App Store or go to playdraft.com and come play for free with the promo code FAKEPIGSKIN. That's Fake Pigskin, one word. For a limited time only, all new players get a free entry into a $3 best ball draft when you make your first deposit. But you got to use the promo code FAKEPIGSKIN. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to the first ever published edition of the Botch Pod. I'm Michael Vincent. I'm joined here today by Josh Bennett and Zach Van Kirk. Zach, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I went to the dentist today, and so my mouth is still kind of numb, so I'm going to sound like a moron. But it's really not going to be any different than normal because I sound like an idiot all the time.
That is true. Welcome aboard. How about you, Josh? Welcome.
I'm doing well, man. The Vols are 2-0, and we're on to Florida next week. So hopefully we can beat the shit out of them just like Hurricane Irma did.
Wow. All right. 1 minute
Okay.
in. Already insulting people. I like that. As you can see, someone was bold enough to give us microphones and a YouTube stream. Shame on you, Reagan, for doing that, and we apologize in advance.
His brand's done.
We are we've tried a few dress rehearsals a couple weeks in a row. The first one didn't record, and the second one was not good at all. I mean, this is going to be a botch, but it's going to be worse. It was worse than this would ever be. But regardless, we're here. We're streaming live, so if there is a link out there, I think Josh is going to share that on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, you could follow me at MV Tweets Here. You could follow Josh at Dynasty Josh, and you can follow Zach at Zach HHVK. Zach, what's with the 3 H's?
Zach VK was taken, so I just put in as many H's as I could, and then I realized I could only count to 3, so I just put 3 H's.
Fair enough. So we here at Botch Pod, like I mentioned earlier, we're here to have fun. If you want an informative podcast where you're going to get some metrics and some charts and some video, you'll probably find it somewhere else on Twitter. If you want to just have a good time and act like you're having a conversation with your friends, tune in to us. I'm sure there's a little bit of everything for everybody. We're going to try to talk about baseball and basketball and football and college football as well, and anything that comes up during the week. Soccer even. Some people do like soccer, and we're going to have people on that might be smarter than us about certain things. I wouldn't consider us the smartest people on anything, but we do have fun. We do kind of set off some shitstorms on Twitter, and we do it with a smile every day. So to start things off, obviously we know week 1 was last week. It was definitely not an experience that a lot of fantasy owners thought was going to happen with some top drafted guys not doing well and some guys getting hurt. Josh, I know you wanted to talk about the Kareem Hunt. Actually, let's talk about your guy. You've been touting this guy all summer long, Stephon Diggs. So I guess this is your moment, so enjoy it.
This is my moment, and I had this moment back at the beginning of last year too, but he got hurt as the season went on. So we're hoping he doesn't repeat last year's performance of not staying healthy. But this guy is a wide receiver 1. He's way underdrafted in pretty much every single fantasy league. He can run routes insanely. Is that good football talk? Insanely route runner. Did you like that?
That was good.
He can do it. He's better than Amari Cooper, which isn't hard. Mike's better than Amari Cooper at football. Yeah, I mean he's the guy. He's the man. He was drafted in the 5th round for some unknown reason, and he's tearing it up. He's out producing first-round wide receivers, and he's incredible.
And that is your overreaction of the week, definitely.
That is overreaction, brought to you by Draft, Fake Pigskin
at Play Draft.
Speaking of Amari Cooper, Zach, how many drops did you have this week in the end zone? You personally?
I had 7. I had 7 drops.
You had 0 drops, and Amari Cooper had
0 drops. Okay.
3 drops. Okay, so but that's neither here nor there. I know he scored a touchdown early in the game, and you couldn't wait to rub that in my face, and that definitely didn't go well in the long run. And then obviously the big injury of week 1 there was injuries in the offseason, in the preseason with Julian Edelman and Spencer Ware. But the biggest injury, I think, was the number 1 overall pick. Obviously, 1 half of the season you're going to get from him. If you're lucky, you get him in the second half for the playoffs. David Johnson. So, Zach, how do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I still I'm taking David Johnson. Anybody who's selling him, I'll definitely take him, and I'll just stash him on an IR, and then I'll use him to win in weeks. I don't know when he's coming back. I don't think anybody knows when he's coming back. At least week 8, week 9. Week 9.
I saw David Johnson get traded for Melvin Gordon this week. So, I mean,
I think did they throw in it in a first?
Yeah, you got a first there. Yeah, but
wow.
Yeah, wow. It's desperation. You gotta do what you gotta do. If you're in a win now mode, and David Johnson's not gonna help you, and your window's closing. That's neither here nor there. Josh, thoughts on David Johnson?
Well, based on what Zach said he's going to use him week 9, but by that point Zach will be 0-8, so it really won't matter.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm going to take him in redraft. I'm not going to get him in Dynasty. I'll take him in redraft, and I'll just hoard him on my bench, and I'm never going to start him. I'll just go 0-8, then start David Johnson in week 13? Yeah, I'll start him week 13.
I'd venture to say that people dropped David Johnson in redraft just on overreaction, just because people really didn't know when he was going to come back. Maybe he had a short bench, no IR spot. So he'll definitely be out there. I would venture to say if you can get him somehow, get him, just because you never know what's going to happen. Just remember last year, Tom Brady missed 4 games, Le'Veon Bell missed games, and they probably led you pretty far to the playoffs with how they played. Actually, I'll tell you right now, David Johnson on ESPN was actually, he was dropped in 2.1% leagues. So he's no longer on a roster in 2.1% of leagues. So
those must be, AFC only, no running back, only flex spots.
Point per carry, point per wrist broken.
Point per white wife.
Wow.
Wow.
Speaking of running backs in week 1, crazy situations, Kareem Hunt, his name rhymes with other things, but Kareem Hunt went off.
K-Hunt.
He went off on Thursday. He led the he just went off. Is New England bad? Are they gone? Is New England dead is the question. That's for later. But right now, is Kareem Hunt the new running back darling in the NFL? Or is it just Andy Reid being a wizard and just being, just a running back whisperer? He's literally never had a season where he's had a bad running back. So is it Andy Reid or is it Kareem Hunt?
It's definitely Kareem Hunt because that whole thing was an accident. I'm sure Andy Reid went in there and was just like, hey, every time I'm going to run the ball with Kareem, it's going to be, 7 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends, and a fullback. And it didn't go that way. Yeah, Kareem Hunt actually did pretty well. So I'm pretty sure Andy Reid's pissed and he's not going to start Kareem. He's never going to play Kareem again because he doesn't want that shit to happen. It's not in his playbook at all for Kareem or anybody on his team to do well outside of Justin Houston.
The
Wow.
defensive player.
Yes.
Okay. That's fair. All right. Josh, what about you?
I don't know how I can top the nonsense that Zach just said.
I don't even know what he said. So.
I don't either. I don't know what he just said.
That was the Novocaine wearing off, I'm pretty sure.
It is. It's actually kind of wearing off right now. My tongue's tingling, but my lip and my tooth. I keep biting my tongue. My tongue just kind of slips into my teeth, and I just keep biting it, and it hurts.
Yeah, it's going to happen a lot. So, let's take a step back. Okay. We don't want to be off business here. Zach, tell me about your day. How did it go today? Why'd you go to the dentist? What happened? Tell us the story.
So on Monday, I was eating food, something, I don't know what I was eating, dinner or something.
Taco Bell.
Probably Taco Bell. Taco Bell, definitely was tacos. Got through dinner, and then I kind of, just started, feeling around with my teeth, just doing a tooth inspection, my nightly tooth inspection. And then I realized that one of my teeth was chipped. And then I went to the dentist, and they said, all right, we're just going to chop it off and give you a fake tooth. And so I said, okay. And then when they were giving me Novocaine, I just kept telling them I could feel it. And so they gave me like 4 shots of Novocaine in my mouth. And then eventually it kicked in. And I'm on hour 4 now, and I still can't feel my mouth.
It's good because you don't sound bad. And it's ironic, though, because tomorrow I'm actually also going to the dentist. I'm taking a day off, as we call them in the Botch, a Zach day, and we'll get into more detail on that another time. But yep, taking the day off, going to the chiropractor, and I'm going to the dentist, and I need a lot of work done. I might actually be getting a root canal, so I might one up you as usual.
Wow.
I had a root canal like 3 months ago, so I already beat you to it. So,
all right, fair enough. Josh, what about you? How was your day? I know you're off tomorrow too.
Yes, I'm off. My dad is having surgery, so I'm going to be hanging out with him. He's going to be in bed, so I'll be taking care of him. My day was good. Nothing really crazy happened out of the way. Well, my dad. And but I have a great story to tell you all. There's a restaurant down the street from us, and today there was like 8 or 9 police cars outside, and I didn't know what was going on. I just drove by. Well, I was watching the news, and apparently the owner of the restaurant was arrested today because he had been buying stolen meat from drug addicts and selling them to his customers. And sometimes the meat had been sitting in cars for like days at a time.
Like it was their meat, like their body, or no? Or you mean like they were buying?
No, like drug addicts were stealing meat from like Kroger or Food City or all those places. And then they were somehow getting to him and selling it to him at a discount price. So he was like going Sweeney Todd indirectly on them. And
what drug addicts are stealing meat though? Like I don't know that I've never seen like a lot of people. I've seen a lot of drug addicts steal like copper pipe and shit like that, but I've never seen a lot of them steal like meat and then try to flip that for drugs.
I don't know, but
money.
Apparently it was very lucrative because there were 8 police officers out in front of his restaurant today.
8? That's like 3 towns.
Yeah, dude, that's like our whole standing militia here in the South. So it was
people forget there's a whole secondary market for meat, and so you never know if they're stealing human meat though. So they might be like killing fellow homeless people and selling.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure, or dogs in the area, stray dogs. The crazy thing is that restaurant has catered breakfasts at my job before, and I've just wondered how many times I've eaten a piece of bacon that has been sitting in a meth addict's car for 3 days.
I'd say the chances are probably about 60% that you ate bacon.
Yeah, somewhere up there.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
So you've eaten person in Tennessee.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. That was the story?
Yeah, story's over. The end.
Okay. I don't have a story. I played softball today. My rec league team, we won 24-3. That was a softball game. So big win for us. We're back. We got to win our games next week to get in the playoffs. So I'm feeling good things. So yeah, I play.
What's your team's name?
We are Rage, like Rage, RAGE,
like Rage Against the Machine.
Rage is back. Yes. So big day for us on the 12-inch diamond. So.
You guys play on a 12-inch diamond? That's crazy.
No, it's a 12-inch field. It's a 12-inch. The ball is. You know what, Zach? This is not Arizona. I don't care what you
They use the metric system, and
No,
It's
he
like
doesn't know.
that's like one step, and then you're on first.
6 yards, 6 yards. And this is why we don't talk about ourselves, because we're boring people. And eventually, we just need to get someone on here. I know
Fuck them.
we're against guests, but I think if we get a guest on here, it should be just to sort of mock them.
It's not so much that we're against guests; it's that guests are against us.
Guests are smarter.
So,
They will be
so then
smarter
we
than
just
us.
turn it on them. We're just like, hey, you know what? If you don't want to be with us, then fuck you. We're not going to let you be with us.
I don't think you can say the F word.
That's all right. I already did.
I've said it like 3 times.
We're gonna get fined. We're gonna get fined for that and for using the Four Seasons song in the beginning.
And Kareem
and
Hunt.
for saying 4 seasons.
And for saying that, yeah. TM. If you say TM before any or after anything, I think it's okay. So it's a pro tip if you want to steal music or anything like that. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So back to things. I see we've shared the link on Twitter for anyone who wants to follow us and listen to us. So back to things that people might actually care about. Week 1, as I was saying earlier, a complete freaking just debacle. I mean, you had studs not do well. You had randos do well. I think you had like 5 different defenses with 30 points. That's if you still play in defense, special teams leagues, of course. There's definitely some people that don't, and they hate them. If you want cheap points, just stream a defense. But who ate last week? I can't think of like a real besides Antonio Brown, nobody that you drafted high ate, in my opinion. I mean, Zach, I know.
See, but still, even Antonio Brown had like such a quiet, huge.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
nobody realized.
Just another 11 catches and 180 yards, no big deal. Just
and nobody even realized it because everybody was just freaking out over football starting. That nobody was watching Antonio Brown just decimate the league.
Yeah.
Again,
as usual, people are taking him 4th because everyone's on the running backs, and that's really working out well so far this season. I think zero RB is back. That's one thing that's definitely back. But Beckham was out. Le'Veon Bell didn't do shit. Obviously, Johnson got hurt. DeMarco Murray didn't do anything. And then your quarterbacks, Brady, Breeze, Rodgers do nothing. But then you have Alex Smith and Sam Bradford and Trevor Siemian, I think, were your high, and Matt Stafford. Those are your top guys. Like that's not going to be sustainable. And so I just think
even still, the top receiving yards leaders right now is Antonio Brown, of course, like we just mentioned. But second is Adam Thielen with 157, Tyreek Hill, and then Austin Hooper with 128. Like
that's crazy. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is it's an aberration. Week 1 was strange, and everything should find its level in week 2. Benny Fowler also 2 touchdowns. Week 1's strange. We'll see what happens moving forward. And then after that, you wonder, well, what are you exactly going to do with some of those players that you drafted early? Are you going to keep them? Are you going to cut them? There's a lot of instant reactions. Obviously, not counting injuries, you're not going to cut guys, but somebody like I said, DeMarco Murray or Le'Veon Bell, are you going to try to move this early, or are you going to hold on? How about Josh? You start us off on that.
Oh, you just hold on to them. They just had a bad week. Defenses were lining up to stop the run. I mean, no, you're fine. It's week 1. The week 1 is the least important game of the season in the whole fantasy season. So
it's literally the most misleading week in all of football.
Yep.
It's basically like preseason week 5.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like how many waiver requests and how much of free agent acquisition bucks budgets were spent on Cohen for the Bears this week?
Oh, I spent like $776 of 1,000 in one league.
Actual dollars too, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I paid somebody $700, almost $1,000 for a fake player for a $20 buy-in league as well.
I think Tariq Cohen, and then you're going to get screwed up because in Arizona, everyone's going to put their money on one guy, and it's going to end up being like Stephon Taylor or Larad Stevens Howling coming out of retirement.
No, breaking news. They just re-signed Beanie Wells.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Steve Breston. Didn't you have to do a project on Steve Breston?
No, I had to do something for an old site that we may have been affiliated with at one point in time. We had to do like receiving yards and if they played in a dome or outside, and then who their offensive coordinator was from 2010.
But you did a non-disclosure agreement on that, right? So you can't talk.
Oh, shit. I can't actually talk about this.
Okay. No, Arizona, you're going to be stuck with the wrong guy. They're going to use a committee. It's going to end up being Andre Ellington. Our friend Andrew, you can follow him at the Dynasty Life. He said that Andre Ellington will be the guy. He's probably the most dynamic. He's not at wide receiver this year. And then you have Chris Johnson, who's off the scrap heap. I mean, he knows the offense, and he did well a couple years ago. But Bruce Arians is probably just going to go with the hot hand. And it just so happened that David Johnson was a freaking animal last year, and he just was the hot hand.
Ellington's going to be the guy until like his third carry when he breaks his foot.
And you got to figure, too, this is a huge bump on Larry Fitzgerald because David Johnson was an extension of the passing game, and Larry Fitzgerald is like a big glorified tight end now. So I think that Fitzgerald probably eats moving forward.
No, man, it's going to be Jermaine Gresham because you just said he's the big tight end. So, I mean, it's clearly tight ends have historically done incredibly well in Bruce Arians' system. It's going to be Jermaine Gresham all season. Maybe even Troy Nicholas. Troy Nicholas,
that's my guy.
That is completely inaccurate. Tight ends are actually not good at all in Bruce Arians' system.
They may actually even bring – I think they just traded for Jim Dre.
Oh, man. Or wow. Joel Dressen. Nice. That's nice. You beat me on that one. I like that. Well, what other overreactions do we have week one? Are the Patriots dead?
Yeah, they're dead. Bye, Patriots.
They went from 19-0 to 0-16. They literally will not win a game this year.
They'll actually go 0-19 because somehow they will be allowed in the playoffs because it'll just not make sense that they're not in it, and they'll do that.
It'll be like the toilet bowl in fantasy.
Yeah, you get at that compensatory. How do you say that word?
Compensatory.
There you go. 113.
Applicable.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Well, it's a huge turning point game for the Saints and the Patriots this week. You got 40-year-old Brady, you got 39-year-old Breeze, you got the Cooks revenge game. You got a lot on the line here. Right? What's going to happen? It's in New Orleans. It's in the Dome. I mean, it's back at where the Patriots won their first Super Bowl. What's going to happen? Zach, predictions?
I think there's just a little bit of a narrative on this game as well, too. I think the Patriots just traded for one of the Saints receivers, Brandon Cooks.
I heard Brandon Cooks did get traded.
Brandon Cooks got traded to the Patriots.
It's Brandon.
Brandon.
Yes.
Brandon.
Sorry, Brandining.
That's
Brandining Cock. Yeah. So you like if you play fantasy and you don't base your starting lineup on narratives, especially revenge games, you're doing everything wrong. So
yeah, why are you
starting? I'm going to be trading for Brandon Cooks just for this week, just so I could start him and have him go, maybe 2 catches, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
The good news about revenge games is that they happen every week, and most of the time those storylines they follow through. So you should definitely do that. There's actually a few good real revenge games this week in week 2. There's revenge games. There's revenge games for coaches and some players for some DFS if you're looking to fill some spots on your DFS team. So, for example, Buffalo and Carolina, they said they're going to lower the workload for LaShawn McCoy. Well, guess who LaShawn McCoy's new backup is? It's Mike Tolbert. And who trolls more? They call him Mike Tolbert. Who steals more than Mike Tolbert against his former team, the Carolina Panthers? Nobody. So another huge revenge game. Josh, I know you were big on this one because you're a huge Tampa Bay guy. Mike Glennon and the Bears going down to Tampa. Do you see it as a revenge game for Glennon, or do you see Tampa kind of doing that whole, we just got blown out of a hurricane. We didn't play. We want some respect. Whose revenge game is bigger here?
I think Tampa Bay's revenge against Hurricane Irma is way bigger than Glennon. Glennon will not be relevant a year from now in the NFL. So
it's also a trap game for Chicago because Tampa's coming off a bye.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Forget it. And then you got same thing with the Dolphins and the Chargers. So Chargers on a short week, Dolphins on a They haven't played in almost a year, so that's big too. And don't forget Bruce Arians, who coached
Bruce Arians against the Colts, and then
Yep.
also Andy Reid against the Philly Cheesesteaks.
That's right. That was brought to my attention by our friend Cups. You can follow Cups at Cups McGillicuddy. We'll get him on here one day so he explains that name.
Who's the defensive coordinator for the Broncos?
Ooh, is it Gary Kubiak again?
No, he's had a heart attack.
It's
Wade
Vance
Phillips?
Joseph.
No, Vance Joseph's their coach.
No, Wade Phillips is the defensive coordinator in L.A.
For the
Oh,
Rams.
yeah. Never mind. My fault.
Speaking
Sorry,
of
I
LA,
lost it.
no, you got the new head coach of the Rams, the little guy McVay, and he's going back to play his former team, the Redskins. Sean McVay, the Redskins. So
Yeah, he was a defensive back, right?
yes, and these
Was
were
he really? Oh shit.
no. I disagreed with you there to move forward.
Oh, and then a little known revenge game here. It's Cleveland versus Baltimore.
Yes, the battle.
Baltimore used to be Cleveland.
Yep, that's like revenge. That's as revenge as it gets. It's like literally your team. You got cucked by your own former team. So, our friend Slow, big friend of the show. You can follow him at ADP_Mercs_Slow. He tweeted in a couple for us the other day. Nick Foles versus the Chiefs, going back to Philly, but going to the Chiefs. So it's kind of a double revenge game for him because he's played for both teams.
Is Nick Foles still in the league?
Yes, he's the backup for the Eagles.
Breaking
Yeah,
news.
he's still there. Derek Carrier, former tight end of the Redskins, going back there to play them. Randy Bullock, the kicker versus the Texans. So
the fat kicker. That's right.
yeah, the big fat guy. He's huge. And then Austin Carr, small white guy, against the Pats. He went to New Orleans. I think he was the player to be named later in the Brandon Cooks trade, actually.
All right, and then who else do we got here?
Doug Peterson, obviously going back to the Chiefs. So there's a lot. I mean, you gotta play the narratives, and then if it works out, if it doesn't work out, then at least you can lie where you got it from, and no one will believe you that it came from here. So besides that, any other big games this week? Anyone's looking at? I'm a big fan of the Sunday Night Football game, Falcons Packers. That's going to be a shootout.
Oh, shootout! That's going to be a 42-39 game.
I think every time they play, I don't think they have defenses. I think they just play like 11 on 11 to see who can score quicker, and then they just go back.
Yeah, it's just offense versus offense. There's no defense there. They cut all those guys for the week just so they can sign extra receivers, and it's just receiver versus receiver and quarterback. Let's see. Matt Ryan will actually be playing free safety that game, and Rodgers will be playing Mike linebacker.
There you go. Josh, Julio Jones only had 5 targets last week against the Bears. Does he do more against the Packers, or they're gonna work him back in with that injury over the offseason? What do you think?
Yeah, I think they'll just throw to him more because who the hell else do they have?
Mohamed Sanu?
Who's leading the NFL in targets?
Targets?
Oh,
I think it's that guy for the wide receiver 4 from Oakland.
Do you have the answer? Is it? I don't think it's Amari Cooper.
No, I think he's second.
Do you know the answer? Because I always have to look for it and wait.
Yeah, it's DeAndre Hopkins. He was targeted 16 times.
I like what Deshaun Watson does for him, to be honest. So Julio Jones, 5 targets. DeAndre Hopkins, 16 targets. If he needs that much volume to get his points, I'm all for it.
The problem was that Tom Savage was just so stupid that all you have to do is just throw the ball at DeAndre Hopkins, and he's probably going to catch it, or at least make a pretty good effort to catch it. The problem with Tom Savage is he was just holding onto the ball until DeAndre Hopkins got open, and it wasn't going to work because clearly the Jaguars have one of the most stout defenses, with Boye, which we missed that revenge game. AJ, fuck Boye.
Can you say what the Jacksonville team name is? How did you say that?
Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars.
Jaguars.
It's Jaguars.
Jaguars. Yeah. There's no wire, Zach.
I say Jaguar.
Jaguars.
It's Jaguar.
Jaguar. Wire.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. It's French. No, where's Shahid Khan from?
Oh,
Iraq.
man.
Iraq. Okay, so it's
I just made that up.
Zach was in Iraq.
He was. Thank you, Zach.
Zach, thank you for your service.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks for thanking me for my service.
I don't know what
Thank you
happened
for
to
thanking
you.
us for thanking you.
You have definitely regressed as a human being, but thank you for what
As soon as I got out of the military, it was just downhill.
You're a terrible human. Going back to the big shootout game, Falcons and the other guys, the Packers. We saw a lot of usage for Randall Cobb and George.
Randall Cobb is back.
I think Randall Cobb's back. I bought a lot of Devontae Adams in the offseason, and I am going to regret it so hard.
You are a moron. Because Randall Cobb is definitely. I mean, Jordy Nelson is definitely back, but
Randall Cobb's back. He's backer.
That's fine because I messed
he's
up.
a Mike Packer.
You know what I did? I did a lot of Baldwin, and a lot of Devontae Adams. I'm going to regret every minute of it.
Baldwin's dead.
No, Baldwin. Nah, okay. Well,
no,
Baldwin's not dead. Russell Wilson is dead.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's dead.
So Baldwin's dead.
They have no running game. All they can really do is throw the ball to Doug Baldwin, which is what I'm hoping for. But the over-under in the Atlanta-Green Bay game is a 54. So you figure, can we talk gambling? Is that legal or we're not? None of us are in Vegas.
We broke the law like 6 times.
Okay,
Let's keep going.
54. We got Green Bay is a 3-point underdog, so I feel like it's going to be.
What's the over? You said 54.
54 is the total. So you're thinking like 20, 31, 23, something like that. I think they're going to go over that. But my question about the Green Bay receivers is who is going to emerge as the guy, and then does Ty Montgomery continue being like the main running back, or is he just going to be more of a satellite back like they used him last year? I mean, they used him. They get 19 carries last week. That's a lot of carries. That's saying, hey, we're going to commit to you. And he was going as high as like 3.1 3.01 in some drafts. So, I mean, is he worth that, or is this just another situation where it's Green Bay and they're going to ride whoever they feel like they should be riding at the time?
I think he's the man. I think that Ty Montgomery's the guy to own this year in Green Bay. I love him.
I'm not going to be buying Ty Montgomery until he changes his number to a running back.
Not going to.
I know.
He doesn't have to.
Ridiculous.
No, he doesn't have to. He can keep 88.
I love it.
It's ridiculous. I'll never own him because of that.
Then that's why you're not good at fantasy.
Yep. Because
I kind of like Zach's analysis. I kind of like it.
I do too, because it's a nice round number. It's like, hey, I'm Ty Montgomery. I'm 88, and I'm going to just do everything.
The problem is he took that number from Martellus. Martellus should have been 88, not 80. 80 is not a tight end number. 80.
Sure it is. Shannon Sharp, wasn't he 80?
I don't know. He's trash.
He's not trash. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for now.
Oh, that's not how it works.
Oh, you don't get removed from that if you.
No, you don't have term limits. You're just in there forever.
What are you doing, Zach? And tight ends are 80 all the time, dude.
No, tight ends are like 87 and 88.
That's it. That's the only two numbers.
84 and 84.
I hate you. You're the worst. And by the way, Shannon Sharp was number 84. So that's on
you. What did I just say? 84.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zach. You're right. How stupid of me.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem. You got that one. Let's see. Tight ends at number 80. Levine Toilolo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Trash.
Yeah.
Toilolo.
Rico Gathers.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Martellus Bennett.
Martellus Bennett. See, and that's exactly. It's not a tight end. Jordy Nelson's already got 87. You got fucking Ty Montgomery, the running back, with 88. It's just.
But he was a receiver.
Okay, but he's not anymore, though.
You're the worst person. Julius Thomas was 80.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
right, he's
Detroit Lions tight end Joe Faria.
Joseph touchdown Faria.
Yeah, who 7 catches and 5 of them were touchdowns. Yeah, him.
And didn't he break his ankle playing with a dog or something?
Was that him? I thought that was. I thought someone else was playing with the dog and they fell down the stairs.
I don't know. A tight end for Detroit. Let's just say that.
All right.
It was Kyle Vanden Bosch.
Yeah, but he was the defensive end.
Oh.
You don't watch football, do you?
No, I don't. I have never watched a football game. I watch Sterling Shepard highlights, and that's about it.
Speaking of which, the Giants look like shit. They will look worse than last year.
That's what happens when you lose your wide receiver one and then you try to put in a fake-ass wide receiver one like Brandon Marshall, who is basically near retirement. He should have just retired after the game. He should have just, at the end of the game, come to the middle of the field and just retired right
One catch, 10 yards. Is he going to be another Anquan Bolden, another Andre Johnson situation where he's going to the Colts and the Titans and just
don't put Anquan Bolden in that group?
You're right.
There, dude.
You're right. Anquan was a man for a long time. I apologize.
It's going to be a Randy Moss situation where he goes to the Titans.
You remember when he went to the Titans for like a random? Yeah, that was terrible. That was not.
He was also with the 49ers. Remember he was with the 49ers for like a year and caught like 7 balls?
Yes. Wait, what?
Who?
Randy Moss was a 49er.
No.
What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? Dude, have you ever watched football in your
He was a
entire life?
Raider. He was a Raider.
He was a Raider.
Randy Moss was a 49er.
What do you want to bet? This is a bit right now.
I will bet you $100.
Okay. You don't even
right.
you owe me for leagues now.
Zach's and Des. Mike's gonna come to Arizona and break your thumbs, bro.
I'm jumping on Wikipedia. Oh, look at that. San Francisco 49ers, 2012. All right, now I don't have to pay for a league. Thanks.
You kidding me?
No, Randy Moss was a 49er.
I don't believe you. This is a fake.
Google the fuck out of it. God.
Stop using that word on our podcast.
Now you're upsetting me.
I knew it the whole time. I wanted you to doubt yourself.
No, you didn't. You owe me $100.
Ooh, $100.
You know what? You can pay Andrew because you owe for leagues. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh yeah, all right. Good for you.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Zach, you're on a roll tonight.
I know that's 2 things.
That's 2
Although
things.
he was really wrong. You were wrong about tight ends though.
That's true.
It's the Nova
He's 1 for 1. He's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
We'll tie.
We'll tie lives.
We'll tied.
Yeah.
He's a 40. I actually don't know what number he's wearing right now for the Jets.
He was one of those weird tight ends that wears in the 40s, like the old tight ends. Like
yeah, but what's he wearing for the Jets?
Dallas Clark.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what? Don't forget Bo Scaife. I'm pretty sure he was a number 80.
Okay, well, he's also not a real tight end. It's like saying, Super Nah. Yeah, he was a real tight end.
Yeah,
too.
number 80, Bo Scaife from the greatest show on Tennessee turf.
How many people have turned the show off now?
I'm going to check. I don't think anyone's listening.
Okay, good.
Oh, we have
the Novocaine's worn off in my mouth, so that's good.
I think we have
great.
1 viewer, and I think it's Taylor, and I think she wanted a shout out for being our first viewer, and she will get a Botch Pod T-shirt. So DM your
beanie and a beanie too.
DM your information to Zach, and we'll get that sent to you right away. Thank you for listening.
Sup.
So moving on, revenge games. We touched on that. Baseball. I know this is where Josh falls off, but we're in September, halfway through. The pennant races are crazy. Some weird stuff in baseball this year. You have the Dodgers; they were like 90-35, and they've fallen off the face of the earth. The Cleveland I-words, they've won like 21 in a row. I bet they would trade one of those wins. They would trade all those wins for 1 win last October or November. But that's just the Cubs fan and me talking.
Not even 1 win, just maybe not a rain delay.
Yes,
they would trade all 21 wins for not having a rain delay.
You think they had all the momentum in the world to take it down in the bottom of the 10th right there?
Yeah, because Aroldis Chapman shit the bed entirely.
Aroldis should not have been back out there. But I don't know why Joe Madden put him back out there in the 9th after
because Joe Madden is the worst manager in baseball history and has somehow stumbled his way into 2 World Series and won one of them.
Wow, guys,
he's the worst. He's
not the worst. He makes some odd decisions. With his lineups and he overused Aroldis Chapman, and it's helping you because he fell off the face of the earth for the Yankees this year. So you're welcome.
Yeah, no, but. What was crazy is that the Dodgers, who you just mentioned, they just gained a game in the standings for the first time since like 23 or 24 games. Or 24 days. It's been an insane amount of time since the Dodgers have gained a game. They were up like 20-something games in the NL West, and then here come my D-backs, my Arizona Pride D-backs, who are still 10 games back, but it's fine. It's fine. D-backs are going to be the first wild card.
Right now, Arizona and Colorado are going at it for those 2 wild card spots. Arizona's up 5-0 as we speak. By the time this gets released tomorrow, it'll be old news. Looks like my Cubbies are beating the Mets, Rich's Mets. The Brewers are up, and the Cardinals are losing, which that's good for everybody.
Not really surprising.
No. The Reds won today.
The Reds are beating the Cardinals. So thank you.
They already beat them.
So
wait, they played somebody other than Miami and won?
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Cardinals 6-0.
Oh, who talked about that's not
6 scores.
6 points. They missed it. The Bengals beat the Rams, and
they tallied 6 runs in a win.
Josh,
that's what you call them. You call them runs, you fuckers.
Yeah, but you said it in a way that sounded like a guy who never watched baseball before. So I appreciate
you sounded like an English person, who just watched ESPN Sports Center Top 10 for the first time ever.
The Reds beat the Cardinals 6-0.
6-0.
Speaking of which, I beat David this week, so maybe we get him on here one day. I know he's waking up right now. He's in England. Hello, David. If you're listening, you probably
America is still winning. So
it's true. You guys were all giving me crap losing to him, but I did not.
It's because you lost to another Englishman last year in the finals.
No, Barbados. R.I.P. Barbados.
Okay. He was in Barbados at the time, but he was also like in the Caribbean at one point in time too, and there's no way that David just knows some dude from Barbados.
True. Very true. But baseball, big part. We can talk baseball all day. We could probably do a different pod for baseball. Maybe we do. Regan's been – is it Regan or Reagan? We should know this.
Rugen.
We're destroying his brand. We should know his damn name.
Sorry, Reagan.
Rogan.
He wrote us a blank check. He said, get all the equipment you need and don't bother me. So here we are. So thanks again.
So we spent most of it on alcohol and then got iPhone headphones.
You bought those? I never bought those. I
got them in the box.
Okay. You probably returned them because he probably is going to say you stole them. But no, we're with fakepigskin.com. I guess we never even said that. So we've been in a few places. We're part of ADP Mercenaries. And now our spot where we're at right now is
as seen on Twitter.
As seen on Twitter at fakepigskin.com. Great site. It's not just NFL. There's MLB, NBA, UFC.
Motocross.
I know. I was about to say Supercross. It's crazy. There's variety.
Is it Supercross or motocross?
It's Supercross.
Or is it just morons? Is it just the X Games?
You can't talk about
a constituency like that.
Yeah.
Zach.
Okay. So it's just the X Games. It's the Winter Games. Okay.
But what's really cool is that he does a variety part of the site too. So if people want to write food and drink, there's a place for veterans. I know, Zach, you might want to talk about that a little bit. EPL, PGA, there's betting, or the B word as we call it here, and everyone's favorite, NASCAR. So
I love NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR. Yeah, of course you do. Why wouldn't you? But we're very lucky to be here. I think this is the most, from top to bottom, probably one of the best sites out there in terms of what it offers. It's not just like a wedged in situation. Football. As you could tell, we can barely talk football, let alone hold a conversation. But yeah, really excited to be there. Zach, I know you wanted to talk about the Veterans Corner. I know you did something for Veterans Corner earlier in the year with the Scott Fish Bowl, no?
Oh, yeah. Well, so, yeah, I mean, if we want to get real for a second, I did so there's a Scott Fish Bowl, big redraft league with, a bunch of people on Twitter, like 700 something people. Did a thing where, people donated, $5, $10, whatever amount they wanted to Mission 22, which is an organization that helps prevent veteran suicide. And then I gave away, Scott gave me a spot to give away in the Scott Fish Bowl to, a random person. So I drew a name out of the hat. And Michael Stepney was that winner. But also with Fake Pigskin, which is pretty cool, is because Regan is also a veteran as well, too, Navy veteran. I hope I got that. Yeah, he's a Navy veteran. What they do is that veterans can go on there and they can actually use a pseudonym. So you don't even have to use your real name. You can just go on there and just write whatever you want to do and just use a fake name and on Fake Pigskin.
It's all about just getting out there and just trying to network and realize that there's other people out there like-minded and you're not alone out there. And it's always helpful to have a platform like that. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So, we got serious there. What the hell?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Let's Is there a joke we can make about an entire country or nationality?
I already did at the beginning about Gainesville and Irma, so I kind of pulled that card already.
Let's shit on Houston because they're not suffering right now.
Houston had a rough week. They lost their quarterback, and Brian Cushing is on the DL. I'm sorry, suspended for PEDs again. So big week for Houston. That just means.
Speaking of getting put on stuff, did you see that Jordan Howard was on the IR this week?
He was. Jordan Howard placed on IR earlier today with a shoulder.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the injury report as well too. Just the injury report.
IR stands for injury report, but it's true.
Yeah, what else
could it stand for? Yeah, there's nothing else it can stand for.
You know what else was put on IR after the Atlanta-Chicago game? That was a guy named Freeman. Freeman's been placed on IR.
So you got to fire up your TC shares then, right?
Yep, a lot of TC shares after that Jordan Howard IR news.
Jordan Howard and Freeman to the IR, and then TC. TC's going to run wild.
We could do that all day, by the way, and people hate it. We could be misinformed. We've got people leaving our group messages because they just don't want to see that anymore. If they did their own research, they'd know it's just all fun and games, just jokes.
If you ever, randomly see a tweet retweeted from 2013 that says Le'Veon Bell tore his ACL, it's probably been started by one of us just because we got bored one day, just eating lunch by ourselves, and we were just like, hey, let me look up a tweet from 2014 about somebody who got sent to the IR, and we start fires and we don't put them out. We just walk away.
We just sort of walk away. There's been we do that all the time. I enjoy it so much. What was my Friday with Akeem Hunt, and that was the greatest tweet out there. I had people, because I got lucky that my fantasy league retweeted it. So you had people that never saw my tweets before. They're like, oh, you started the wrong guy. You're an idiot. And then I was like, I'm not an idiot. But I am a huge freaking idiot. But at the same time, it's just all about, you spread the fun news. Maybe you have a little gamesmanship. You got someone who, I sent somebody something that said Odell Beckham Jr. was active, and I was playing the guy that had Beckham. But that was from like 2 years ago. You just kind of have fun. You just, whatever happens, happens.
You search for, injury reports on Anthony Brown, and, you say it's A Brown.
A Brown, AJ Brown.
And this is about 90% of what we do on Twitter. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the Cardinals, they just signed Johnson.
CJ.
And DJ.
And DJ. You're right. DJ's back, and DJ's not out, and CJ's back on the Cardinals.
DJ is full steam ahead this week. Start him up, fire him up. DJ Foster.
Yep. And Foster's back.
Foster.
Running back, Foster.
Cardinals signed Foster.
Yep. Well, guys, any last words today? I think we managed to actually get something done, and unless something goes wrong, we might actually post it. But I know people are listening because we have 2 viewers at the moment.
Oh, wow.
We should have done a little better job. I think we didn't advertise it because last week we tried and we completely screwed that up. And I think Cups is still asking about the recording. So luckily tomorrow, as he's doing nurse things, he will.
Cups and Darnell are asking for our links still.
Yes, Darnell should listen because when we get Tom and Slow on here talking NBA, that's going to be one you're not going to want to miss.
And Darnell, if you're listening, can you unblock me, please?
Are you still blocked by Darnell?
Yes.
Darnell blocked me once. You got him unblocked. You got me to unblock.
Yep. And you guys have done nothing to get me unblocked. So
I tried. You know what? He doesn't listen to me anymore. He thinks that everything is a joke. I mean, he thinks that I am just messing with him, and I just want to get you unblocked because I think that you guys should engage more on the Twitter.
Okay.
Josh, you're lucky. You don't get you say things and somehow I reply, I get blocked. You sort of just kind of sit in the background, and I don't appreciate that. But I like that you're kind of the silent assassin.
That's what I do. I'm the puppet master.
Yes, exactly.
A marionette.
So I think we're going to be done here, guys. I think we did a good job. That does it for this edition, actually. And thanks for tuning in. We're sorry that you'll never get that time back. And I'm your host, Michael Vincent. You can, like I said earlier, you can follow me at MV Tweets here. Follow Josh at Dynasty Josh. and follow Zach at ZachHHVK. You can follow our podcast on Twitter at Botch Pod, and we're always down to answer questions. They may be right or wrong, but we'll still answer them. And you could you could check out all our work at fakepigskin.com. And please sign up for mock drafts. If we don't hit our mock draft quota, they will fire us, and we have to pay back for all this equipment that they bought us. But thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
What a night.
As long as you say TM.
What a night.
What a night.
Oh, what a night.